Hi team. Today we'll discuss that all the enhancements in SAP. So, enhance, sorry, typo enhancements. Okay. So, what is an enhancement with respect to SAP? Okay. So, see, SAP already has its own software component like different flow, like different business flows, or some sales process, material management. These are all. It has a predefined set of processes. So if you want to add your own logic, then it is called enhancing the existing standard logic. So that is a major purpose of enhancement. So we have different types of enhancements. Okay. So now, we have already discussed data dictionary. Okay. So we have options for a dictionary. Whatever object in SAP, it is possible to enhance. Okay, like SC38 reports, then function modules, then SAP classes, screens. Okay, so everything is we have options to enhance. Okay, so we will start with data dictionary objects type. Okay, we'll start with data dictionary and we'll see how we can enhance those data dictionary objects. So we'll go to Mara table. So on a table level, so this is applicable on both my table and structures. Okay, so in table level, uh, there are three ways we can enhance my standard table. One is for all some tables there is something called customer includes. It will come as CI. That structure will be the customer include. This one is just not there. Let me see if we have any customer includes. CI star. Structures. Customer enhancement. Okay, so if you see this is how the customer includes look like. So CI, maybe see if I see to this customer enhancement display. See, so this is the customer enhancement for, it says customer enhancement for structure CIF mat key. So if you go to the structure, so this is applicable for both structure and table. So if I go to this structure, so it said customer include for the structure. Let me go to the bottom. So we'll see the usage. They haven't put it. Okay, so generally how it will appear is it will show it as customer include dot include. That customer include name will be there. No include structures here. This is one type of include actually. CIFM TICUS. No, that it's not available. I think maybe they would have removed it. So this is how customer includes look like. Okay, that is one way. Second way is, see in Mara itself, if I go here, I can have append structures. See, append structure. So what is append structure is, at the end of the table, it will add these fields whatever you create. Now there are two ways again here. See, you can already see if there are any append structures. So some Z new something is there. See Mara enhancement. So these are all available. So it's a separate append structure. So if you want to see whether this is available in the system or not, I mean in the table specifically or not, will appear here. Sometimes it will be always already available. If you feel that is not required to you, you can create another append structure here. Okay, you can just give the append structure. Okay, so in append structure, you can either give separate fields or you can just include another structure in my append structure. See why there is include here is, so this is a include structure. Mara is a include structure. Means in this structure, suppose, see now the requirement is like I need to have maybe 4 fields in my Mara table. Okay, only 4 Z fields in my Mara table. So what I can do is I can just create a append structure and add it there. So in that case, you can just add, you can create append structure and you can add it. See, append structure, if it is created in one table, you cannot use it in another table. So append structures are table specific. See this Mara enhancement, it is specific to this particular table. This will not be available to my other tables. So if you see the data this table, it says it's not found in any other tables. Okay, so it's append structure specific to this. Okay, so let's discuss the other one, include structures. So now I have, suppose my requirement as adding these 4 fields or 2 fields only to my Mara table, then I can do this. In case I have to add this maybe to other, maybe if you say some 4 tables, okay, but it is the same 4 fields. So same 4 fields I will have to add to 4 different tables. What I can do is I can just create, suppose this structure itself, I'll take some G and show. Okay, let me see. Okay, see, syntax is very simple. Suppose in this table I want to add include structure. So what include structure I can take is maybe this one I want to take. This I want to include. Okay, these 3 fields I want to include there. Okay, so I can just give dot include the structure name, enter. So I just click on enter. This will come up. These fields, if you want to see what are all the fields available, 2 ways you can see it. Warning the child ignore. Either you double click here, you will navigate to that, or else you have to see it in display mode because you cannot change these fields. So go to display mode, come back, click display. See, by this color you can identify whether these fields are part of this table or it is an or part of the structure or it is part of some other include or append structure. This is the color. If you see the structures, the its own fields are in black and the include ones are in blue. So this is how you will identify. So similarly, this is for database tables as well as structures. Domains, I don't feel we can. If you want to use a standard domain, you can use it. Otherwise, MATNR. Let me show you. Sorry, MATNR. This is a standard domain. Okay, so if you want to you change something in this, you just need to copy this and just make the changes. I don't feel we have an option to enhance it. It will ask for a access key. Only SAP standard people, I mean, people working on this product who have access to this standard code only can change it. Okay, so you can also just keep a note like which are objects are can be enhanced, which cannot be enhanced. Okay, search help, I think we can. We'll go to material only and go to the search help. Conversion routine is a value table actually. It has a value table, so let me go to some search help. Mat one. So the search help exit means in this you can write your own code. So that is the purpose of this search help exit. So in this exit, if it is a standard code, you can just do the code change if in my enhancements. I will come to that in the next part. Okay, so now data dictionaries, these are the elements you can just enhance it. Tables, structures. This is how the exit looks like. So it will call this function, call function. So we'll just execute this code. This is a standard function module. So this you can enhance. Okay. So that will cover as part of our other code. One more thing I missed it. There is a framework called baddies. Baddie means it is a business adding. Okay. So every framework actually will give you a plug kind of thing where you can put in your own code. This is on oops. So we will cover that as part of oops. So once you are familiar with my classes and methods, then you will be able to understand what are baddies, because it is there's something called baddie definitions, baddie implementations, types of baddies. Uh, so all these are oops based. So today we will not discuss that. In my oops thing, we'll have a discussion. Okay. So now let's go to my reports. Okay. Any report, any standard report. Okay. So I'll go to any standard. Okay. This is the standard report. I'm going to the source code. Let's wait for that to open. So if you want to understand whether this has options to enhancement or not. So in again enhancements, actually when you come to the code part, we'll have two types. One is implicit enhancement, then another is explicit enhancement. So implicit enhancements are available directly in code. So explicit enhancements are like there are certain predefined spots or sections, you can say enhancement spot. You'll hear these two terms, enhancement spots, enhancement sections, like that. Okay. So implicit enhancement, how to identify, we'll just see. So if I now see this button is actually for enhancement. So if you click this, if any enhancement is there, it will be visible. I mean, you can just enhance it. Now I'll just show you how enhancements I can see. Just go to or edit, enhancement operations, show implicit and show or hide. Okay, just show first, then object cannot be enhanced. Okay, so I think no enhancements available. Let me open some standard code PA02. This is a standard code. So this is a module pool programming. Okay, so if you go to my status, go to the program, just wait for the navigation. It's terribly slow. Don't know why. Yeah. So if you see, these are all enhancements available. Okay. See the go. Okay. So we'll just see. I'll just go inside. Okay. Let me see if I have implicit enhancement. Enhancement operation. So see, you see this dotted lines, right? If these dotted lines are available, then you can create enhancements here. Okay. The start and it is already there. So this is part of an enhancement. Okay. Now maybe we'll go to inside some code. See, this is purely on the requirement. It is not like you'll have to like directly start. Okay, so it is like suppose you in debugging you identify one particular place, you have to change some code. So you can check for this implicit or explicit enhancements. So the priority would be show implicit. So we are already showing implicit. See, so this dotted line says you can do a enhancement. So how to create enhancement is you can just come to this button. So it will show these lines. Okay. So click here on the line and click on create. If you want to change any existing enhancement, select and change. This ZFI unit is already available. So you can have option to change. Suppose you want to create, just go here and create. So it will ask for an okay. Enhancement is already a implementation. Okay, so you cannot create this. I have here include. Okay, this says it's already there. You can just change it. Suppose you want to create the similar process would be same. Select that line. Okay, I'll go to some other thing. So here I'll just go edit enhancement operations. So implicit. Yeah, see. So here I have an ending plus I have an. So I can just enhance this. We'll see whether we can create an implementation. Create. So here it creates. Okay, so generally in the beginning of the code and end of the code it will be there. These are all enhancements available. So generally what will happen is if it is in the beginning of the code, so we suppose in this we go to this perform, it's a form. Okay, form, end form. Okay, so generally how it will be there is if I go to enhancements, edit, show implicit enhancements. See in the beginning and end generally it will be there in a form. So it's like here if you want to create, you can create two things. One is a data declaration class. Choose type of enhancement. It is a declaration or a code, because in the beginning generally what happens, declarations will be there. So if you want to add a code, you can add code, otherwise you can add declaration. So if you want to create it, any existing enhancements you can use, or you can just create a new one. It's based on your requirements. If you already have it, it's fine, otherwise you can just create. What I'll do is I'll just put the Z demo enhancement. So this should be unique name, otherwise it will not take enhancement demo. I'll just give a package. Here I'll take it. This is a random purpose. Okay. Now this is created and select. Create an enhancement. You can add your code here. See, I'll just put say like size Apache equal to 0. This one I'll just activate. Done. So this is one way. See, the preferred way of enhancing is first you will have to find a baddie. How to find a baddie also we have explained. Okay, so we'll put a debugger in my CL exit. CL exit handler, and my baddies are always my instance classes. So it will always create an instance, and then that all instances will be captured. Yes, or based on your requirement, you can validate and do the baddie. Okay, that is a part on implicit enhancements. So explicit enhancements, if you see here enhancement point, which is the spot. So these are explicit. So what will happen is if you just it's a static. So this is the syntax. So SAP will give already predefined places where you can do the enhancements. This one you cannot pick like implicit. Every beginning and ending of the code you can put it, but this enhancement point and spots SAP itself gives it. So if I click this, sorry. So enhancement options, these are all spots. So these spots we can just implement. suppose if I select something and go editor, so it will lead to my data. So it says subroutine. It is a dynamic enhancement point. So static and dynamic, there are two types of enhancement implementations. Okay, so if it will lead to the code. If you see here the program name, it will show. So this is an enhancement spot. So you cannot create any new enhancement spots. You'll have to pick in the system if you have any predefined enhancement spots and then use it. That is on my implicit and explicit enhancements. Okay. So in my reports and function modules, so this is applicable, and even my module pool screen in my screen code actually PBO module, PA module, all those. Okay. But on screen level, menu exit those under that comes under customer exits. We'll discuss this in the coming time. So now reports, yes, same way. Function modules all the same way. So this is in my, let me show whether it has come up. It has come to this include. This is my enhancement spot. But I navigated and come to the implementation. So if you see enhancement, this is an active version. So it says different enhancements are there here in the form. So it will navigate. So you can just come back and see if this is my static enhancement. So I can just navigate back. So that is on my explicit enhancements. Now coming to my classes. Let me see what all are options available as you can see for. I will just go here, display, and what are all our options available. Let me see. See on my methods, this is my methods. Okay, this is the button for enhance. Okay, so I just click enhance. So it will say okay. Text if it is available, so otherwise it will create. No, it is not. That's an enhancement. I'll have to create. Okay, so implementation. It's not giving an option to create. Let me see what type of class is this. Super class is a subclass. So let me go to this. Methods. Let me wait for the system. Okay, so okay, no option to create passage. So generally what will happen for the methods, I have three kinds of exits. One is pre-exit, post-exit, overwrite exit. So I will have an option to create actually. Not sure why here I'm not getting. Let me see if I can pick up some class and show. So this I will just show CL exit some display. Only one method. Okay. No option actually. It does not already exist. One. It will create. Done. Here is an option to create. Okay, generally what will happen is you will have an option to create button, so that this pre-exit in the sense, suppose before it's like uh, if you want to, okay, this is a, okay, this is an interface method. That is the reason I'm not getting. Let me try to, so these things we'll discuss as part of my, sorry, I'll as part of my OAuth, so nothing to worry. I'll just show how you can enhance this. That's it. I think we can discuss that because pre pre-exit, post-exit, all these things. No, no, cannot be. Okay, fine. This classes how to do, we'll just see as part of my oops abap. Then baddie, yeah, after knowing what is OABAP, what is class methods, we'll discuss that. Now let me go to screens. Okay, so generally the requirements on screens is like, okay, I'm creating a sales order, I'm creating a purchase order on my purchase order screens. I want an additional fields here, that place. So this requirement is something like this. Okay, so for that, what we can do, suppose VS02 is my screen. Okay, I'll just give some sales order. I think thing is available. So basically, what I can do is, for example, if I want to have another field here, so how to identify that screen is like this. You go back, screen number is 102. Suppose if the requirement is like in search criteria, I want to add some other field. Example, we'll see how we can add it. I have navigated to my screen. So this is my uh, module pool programming that we already discussed. Okay. So now I go to my layout. So for all these enhancements, actually, in the tab, I mean the screen level itself, they'll provide something called user exits and customer exits. So using that, we can do all this. Okay. Uh, the see the enhancements, and they are grouped into some projects. Okay. So here you will not have the option directly to edit. Okay. It edit. If you click on edit, it asks for a key. So like SAP standard people can edit this, but enhancement options they haven't given here directly. Okay, now there are two transactions. Okay, let me go through those two transactions. So stop CMod and SMod. Okay, CMod is customer modification. CMod, this is one key code. So here projects will be there. Suppose what are projects are? It's a group of enhancements. Okay, simply I can say that it's a grouping of enhancements. If I say MM08 user exit for tolerance set, so it will have a display. It is like a kind of attributes. If I go to enhancement assignments, okay, these are the enhancement assignments. So these are individual enhancements. Okay, and components. So these are the components which are available in that particular enhancement. Okay, in this project, in this enhancement, these are the available things. So function exit. So these function exits are called. These are places like you can add your own code in this particular function module. These are all called function exits. So if I just double click on one of this will be a function module. Exit underscore c is a function module. Is called this particular code. So this is not implemented. That's the reason you are getting function exit groups. So here also you can write enhancements. Okay. Somewhere you should type it enhance action not permitted. The exit type. So in this exit you include, I think it's not created. That's the reason it's not navigating. I show SC38 display. It's not there. So you can create it. Correct only. Result for. Generally it will allow to create actually, or you can create navigating it from here. Not navigating. Okay. So so this is how you can implement the function module exits. So this will be part of some process. Okay. So if you want to see which part it's there, let me see if it is part of any. I give the values list. I'll just select all. So this should be called as part of some standard function module. No, it's not available. So generally what will happen is this will be available as part of some other function module. Now enhancement assignments. This enhancements, it's like you can group some sort of enhancements. Okay, this is the C mod. Now going to S mod transaction, the actual enhancements you can see it here. Enhancement display. So this is my general one. If I go to components, we'll have four different types of enhancements here. My function module exits, my function codes, my screen areas includes. Okay, so what a function module is just now we saw. It will be in function modules, like you can add your custom code as part of my function module. Function codes is on my screen level. If you have suppose some buttons you want to enhance, suppose this button in my program, in my module program will have a program name and function code. So if I example go to here status, for this button only we'll see what is it. So there is something called GUI status here. Okay, GUI status. But click, do a double click. So it will say display status interface SAP LS MOD. So in my application toolbar, if you see menu bar enhancements as smart. Okay. So for example, you want to add some other button here, you can just give that. This 4-digit number is called a function code. Okay. So if you can give that function code, to go back, you can give a program and function code short text, that 4 digits you can give and add your own custom logic. This is screen areas, screen exits. This is for calling screen, called screen. Okay, these two things. So calling screen is as I said previously. So there is a place or a subscreen which will be available on my transaction. Like suppose in VH02 you have to you want to enhance some fields. Okay, so you can put that calling screen here. Called screen means if you want to call the whole new custom screen, that program name and screen number you can add it. So it will by default my standard flow will call my custom flow. These are the custom includes. Okay, like we saw that include in this function module, right? That kind of includes you have to add it here so that that will be called. So this is a standard one. Let me see if you have any custom what is that projects. C star. So this is a very common used case in my. So if you see these are screen exits. So let me see what is there. It says screen exits. Nothing is there. They are doing for demo purpose. They have the component. Nothing is there. So let me see. The star if I put standard. Okay, the only user performance. Okay, so that is why we have four different ways we can do the enhancements. Okay, then what else we have in enhancements? Implicit, explicit, bad is okay. That will be discussed as part of my after OOPS we can discuss the classes. Let me find out anything else I'm missing. Nothing actually. Enhancements. Baddies is part of the office. Okay. In BAPIs, so we have discussed something called BAPIs. Okay. So in that, so BAPI, suppose you added some tables G field. Okay. So in the G fields, you want to see in BAPI is like if I go to BAPI sales order create, so this is my BAPI for creating sales order. So at the back end, all my sales order and purchase order, sales order tables will be updated. So these are only applicable for my standard field. Suppose my sales order is VB, VBAK and VBAP. Okay. So in that, just go to import. These are my importing parameters, exporting parameters, changing. So it will just create, nothing else. Okay. So here I think we not have BAPI extensions on all tables. No. So in case suppose you want to have custom fields filled, in the process you will have some generally it will have something called extension structures, BAPI extension structures. You can pass those BAPI field name and field value in that. So this is on my BAPIs. So I'll just see if I have anything. SC38, SC37 we have covered. You can also see what are enhancements available in a single screen with SC80. So here, I mean, in the other ways, it is like you just no need to go to F4, then give the enhancement name and just see. That is a very different types of navigations. But here, there is something called, if you go to the drop down, suppose on the whole package level, you want to see what are all the enhancements available. So I'll give package. Suppose if I say package for VB88, it will be I think V2 or it will be, let me check what is the package. It does not exist like that. V star I'll give and see. Okay, I'll just go to VASP randomly. Okay, so I'll just click on display or display just let's look at VASP. If you see here, there is something called enhancements. So you can see, boss, these are my enhanced class baddies, baddie enhancement spots. These are all available. This is how you can easily identify it's on my package level. Suppose if you say like, okay, on my sales order screen, I want to see if I have any enhancements. Just slash n V802. So this is my sales order creation. So go to status, catch hold of the program. Okay, from program we can get the package, and from a package level we can just see. Let's wait for that. If I go from package, I'll just take attributes. So this is my VA. I put V2 because VA put VA. Okay, enter. I'm just opening the package, nothing else here. So if you see, go to the enhancement section, see these many, see composite enhancement spot, enhancement implementation. So you can see these are all my implementations with baddie definition, baddie implementation. So these are all available in my sales order level. So in sales orders package level, complete package. I think we have covered all my enhancement options. Tables, yes. Programs, yes. WebInfo components also we can enhance. We can discuss as part of our WebInfo. Then baddies, BAPIs, yes, we will cover. SMod, CMod, yes, we have covered. Then that's it, I think. So we have tried all my enhancement options, my SAP available. Okay, then we'll close it for today. We'll connect tomorrow. Okay, you can get back to me if you have any clarifications on WhatsApp. Okay, thank you, team. Have a good day. Bye bye.